Hello and welcome to Rube Shares. You're watching Games Around the World, where we explore how people across cultures connect through play. Let's discover today's game together.
Today's game is Oware, and we're beginning our journey in Africa, where this timeless board game has been passed down through generations, not just as a pastime, but as a powerful tool of teaching, bonding, and cultural pride. This ancient game may look simple, but it's older than chess, and it could change how you think about strategy forever. Close your eyes and imagine a village square shaded by a baobab tree. The air is filled with quiet concentration and the occasional burst of laughter. Two players sit cross-legged, each with a wooden board in front of them, its carved pits filled with small seeds or stones. This is Oware, one of the oldest known board games in the world. It's a game of calculation, foresight, and deep-rooted cultural heritage. But more than that, it's a thread that connects families, generations, and even continents. Oware is part of the broader Mancala family of games, also known as count and capture games, which date back over 1,000 years. Though historians can't pinpoint the exact moment of its birth, many believe Oware originated among the Akan people of Ghana and gradually spread throughout West Africa. With time, it crossed oceans through trade, migration, and even tragedy, becoming a staple in parts of the Caribbean and South America, where it took on new names and slightly different rules. Whether it's called Oware, Ayo, Awale, or Wari, the game remains a cornerstone of communal interaction and mental challenge. The name Oware is believed to come from an Akan phrase that means he or she marries. There's a well-loved legend behind it. It's said that a husband and wife became so engrossed in the game that they forgot all their chores. Day after day, they sat for hours, lost in the rhythm of sowing seeds and capturing them, until their neighbors started referring to the game as Oware Abapa, loosely meaning marriage game. Whether the tale is true or not, it reflects the game's immersive nature. It draws people in, sometimes for hours, encouraging calm focus and deep thought. The board itself is simple in design but rich in symbolism. Usually carved from a single piece of wood, it has 2 rows of 6 pits, making 12 in total, and often includes larger storage pits on either end, sometimes called stores. These pits are filled with 48 seeds at the beginning of the game, 4 in each of the 12 smaller pits. These seeds might be tamarin, pebbles, or shells, whatever is available and uniform in size. Now, the goal of Oware is to capture more seeds than your opponent. A player picks up all the seeds from one of their own pits and distributes them, one by one, counterclockwise into the following pits, including their opponent's side. The strategy emerges when deciding which pit to start from, how to avoid leaving your opponent strong, and how to set yourself up to capture seeds efficiently.
Capturing occurs under a specific condition. If your last seed lands in one of your opponent's pits, and the total number of seeds in that pit becomes exactly 2 or 3, you capture those seeds. If the pit before it also meets that condition, you may continue capturing backward until the chain is broken. But Oware isn't just about grabbing as many seeds as you can. There's a rule rooted in fairness. You're not allowed to make a move that would leave your opponent with no seeds at all. This means players must think not just about how to win, but how to keep the game going. In some ways, it's a metaphor for community. Your success can't come at the total expense of the other. The game ends in one of 2 ways. Either when a player captures 25 or more seeds and it's impossible for the other to catch up, or when no legal moves are left and both players collect the seeds remaining on their side. Whoever has the most wins. It's that simple, and yet endlessly deep. Oware is as much a tool of education as it is of recreation. Across Africa and in diaspora communities, it's used to teach children how to count, how to plan ahead, and how to anticipate the consequences of their actions. In some areas, it's part of the school curriculum. In others, it's a ritual at family gatherings. Wherever it's played, it builds mental discipline in a fun and intuitive way. In Ghana, elders often play Oware with younger members of the community, sharing stories and wisdom alongside strategy.
In Jamaica and Barbados, versions of the game are played under different names, Wari and Wari, respectively, brought over by enslaved Africans who carried their traditions across the Atlantic. In Nigeria, it's commonly known as Ayo and often played competitively at festivals. In French-speaking West Africa, it's Awale and is sometimes played with variations in the rules. Each version shares a core structure, but carries the flavor and rhythm of its culture. UNESCO has even recognized traditional board games like Oware as important pieces of intangible cultural heritage, and it's easy to see why. A game that has lasted over a millennium, spread across multiple continents, and maintained its core values is more than a pastime, it's a legacy. What's perhaps most compelling about Oware is its quiet wisdom. It teaches players that actions have consequences, that generosity can be a strategy, that leaving your opponent with nothing is never a victory. These lessons, encoded into the rules of the game, reflect real-life ethics and interpersonal balance. Despite its ancient origins, Oware continues to thrive today. International tournaments are held in Europe, Africa, and even North America. Apps and online versions have made it accessible to a new generation of players. In fact, digital versions of Oware are now used in classrooms worldwide to teach not only math, but also critical thinking and cultural awareness.
But while the digital version makes the game easier to access, many argue that the soul of Oware lies in the tactile experience. Feeling the polished seeds in your hand, hearing them click against the wood, watching your opponent's expression as you make your move. That physical face-to-face interaction turns the game into a shared ritual. In a world overwhelmed by screens and fast-paced distractions, Oware offers a rare kind of calm. It invites players to slow down, think deeply, and engage with one another meaningfully. It doesn't shout, it whispers, and in that quiet is where its true power lies. If you've never played Oware, I encourage you to try. Whether with a handmade board or a modern app, the experience will surprise you. It's meditative, strategic, and even a little addictive. Each game is different, each move can shift the entire outcome. And like all great games, it's easy to learn but hard to master. More than just a game, Oware is a cultural time capsule. Each move echoes centuries of tradition. Each captured seed is a lesson in history, mathematics, and humanity. It reminds us that some of the greatest human innovations didn't come with power chords or pixels, but with wisdom, carved wood, and a handful of seeds. So the next time you're looking for something new to play, consider going back in time. Pick up an Oware board, sit with a friend or a family member, and experience one of the world's oldest games still alive today. Let the rhythm of sewing and capturing transport you to a place where games weren't just games. They were stories, schools, and soul.
What if every game you played helped you understand another culture? Oware teaches us that tradition and play are not separate. They're the same. This is Games Around the World. See you in the next game. If it's worth knowing, Rube shares it.